Okay, tuning in from my home garage. We got the 2000 Mazda Miata project. Okay, we're gonna pull off the front bumper cover now. Okay, so just by inspecting your cars, okay, you're gonna have a lot of bolts and stuff to take off. So look around and just see what's holding the bumper cover on. Okay, we're also gonna take our front lights off too. So I already got this bolt off. They're all 10mm. I got that one off. And it's still being held in. So we probably have some screws underneath after we take the front bumper cover off. Okay, so we're gonna need to take these off, all these 10mm bolts over here. If we look down in here, we have some bolts, but they're not even in here. So what you always want to do is just inspect to see what you have to take off. Okay. As we look in the fender well here, underneath, you can see that we have some of these plastic screws that got to come out, because we're probably going to have some screws for this bumper cover going upwards in here. Okay, so that's what's holding this piece in right around here. Okay, so we're going to have to turn the tire to the right, inwards. Okay, we're going to have to turn the tire inwards so we could reach and get those bolts out, okay? And you also want to inspect underneath the car. Let me get underneath, okay? Because we're going to have bolts all over the place. Okay, we're going to have to take these. Let me see if I can get this to focus. Okay, we're going to have to take these out. Okay. Along the bottom we got more. Okay, and so when taking off a bumper cover, right, you just want to inspect underneath the car, okay, because you're gonna have to take these plastic panels off, and you want to get under the car to check everything out. And while you're down here, you could take a look at your suspension. Okay, move your tire out, move your tire a little bit. Check your ball joints. Make sure you got no major leaks under the car. Okay. Check out the transmission system and the gearbox. Your rack and pinion you could check out. There's just so many things you could just take a look at underneath. Okay, so that's the first thing you basically want to do. Sorry if the camera's a little shaky, but I had to get under there and actually show you exactly, what's going on and stuff. So we're going to go ahead, set the camera up, and pull off this front bumper cover with the headlights. This way we could start fitting our body kit on. Okay, which is right there. We're going to fit the front on first. See how everything lines up, and we could also do the body work of the front kit on the car, so it's a little more stable and easier to work with. Okay, so when painting a car, you could assemble, dry fit everything, okay, take everything off, then paint it, or you could prep everything on the car and leave it on the car and paint it on the car. Okay, there's just so many ways of doing it. It's all user preference. It's how you want to do it, how you want the job done. Okay, but realistically, if you want custom show job, you want to get paint in every little nook and seam of the car, the best thing to do is dry fit it, take it off, paint it, and reassemble the car. But it's going to be hard to do if you're painting candies or pearls, because it's not going to match. Because you're going to have to mix two different batches of clear if you paint them at different times. Or, you're just going to be spraying it on the side, and it's going to be hard to get a perfect color match. So if you're worried about color match, the best thing to do is have everything on the car, then paint it. So these side skirts are going to be painted on the car. As for the front bumper cover, I'm not sure what we're going to do yet, but when the time comes, we're going to see and figure out what we want to do, if we want to paint it on the car, off of the car. Like I said again, it's your choice, okay? Some people paint it on, it's easier, or you could take it off, okay? It doesn't really matter. For the backs, we're going to paint them on the car because we're going to mold them into the back bumper cover right here. It's going to be molded in one piece. So those are going to be painted on the car. This rear spoiler we're going to mold into the car. Okay, so this is also going to be one piece to the car. So that's going to be painted on the car. So the only thing, if we paint off of the car, is going to be the front bumper cover, which is that piece right here. But I might just leave it on and paint it. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started to pull off this front bumper cover of the Miata. Okay, like I said, check, because every car is different. You want to see what's holding it on. Okay, never force, never pull and break parts. Okay, so little by little, just unbolt, take the plastic panels off, go all the way around, and slowly feel and see what's holding the bumper cover on. Okay, so that's the best advice I can give you, and let's get started. Okay, these plastic screws here under the wheel well, alright, they're kind of weird because you just turn them a little bit and then the head kind of comes out. Hold on. The head comes out like this, and then what you do is you just pull it. Okay, and the whole thing comes out. Okay, it's just a type of clip. Alright, so when you put them in, you just hold it out like that. You push this back in the hole and then you snap like that, and then it opens it up in the back. If you can see that. Okay, so the top, same one up here, they just pull out. Okay, so that one's out. This bottom one is out. Okay, so now we have this piece loose. If we want, we could probably do this one up here too. I don't know if it's a little blurry. Okay, we could do that one right there. So let's just, so you just turn it a little bit. And then it snaps open like that. Okay. And then now we could even just pull that and it just comes right out. Okay, now we could see inside of the back of the bumper cover. Okay. And then we could see what bolts need to come out. Okay, so most likely we have them. We have bolts. Okay, if you look over here, there's this screw right here. Okay, that's holding the bumper cover to the fender. Okay, you see that right there? Okay, so there's one screw in here that's holding it to the fender. All cars have this, okay? So any car that you're working on, front bumper cover like this, you're going to have a screw that's holding it nice and flush right here. Okay, so when you do the same thing, when you put another one on, you want to make sure everything is aligned. Okay, align it with your thumb, and then you want to hold it and screw it up inside. Okay, that's how you get the, nice and flush aligned seams like this. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and take this screw out, do the other side like this, 15 minutes, once the car is jacked up and once you're accessible to all the screws. So this front plate, this license plate cover here, is actually screwed on to the front bumper support, okay, which is this metal piece. Oh, it's actually, this piece is plastic, okay, so we're going to have to take these two screws out. Okay, which is going to loosen this front bumper cover from the bumper reinforcement, the bumper support underneath in back of the bumper cover. Okay, so this plastic front is not the bumper, it's called the bumper cover. The bumper is in back of it, which is the bumper reinforcement. Okay, all new cars are built like this now. Okay, like if we look at the RAV4, or if we look at the Suzuki over here, okay, or the Nissan, all of these new cars have bumper covers, which is plastic, and then you have your bumper reinforcement in back of it, which is really the bumper. Okay, the older cars, you know, once you get into the 60s, the 70s, they all have the steel bumper, which is the bumper. There's no bumper cover on it. Okay, so that's just a little brief explanation on bumpers and stuff. So I'll see you right in the next videos. Okay, we just got the whole bumper cover loosened up, and we just pulled it off. Okay, it's still sitting on it, and let's just go ahead and finish pulling it off really quick. Okay, so we got our bumper cover off now. Now our lights should snap off. On the back of the headlight is what snaps in and out of a plastic piece up on the corner right here. See that plastic piece? Let's zoom in so you can see that you have to pull it and it snaps out of there. Okay, so that's what we just took off. That's what we just took off right here. This is what snapped out actually. Okay, so we have our headlight now. Now we could actually buff this thing and clean it off of the car, make it look like it's brand new. Because right now it's really fogged up and really dirty looking. Okay, so we're going to restore this headlight and make it look brand new. Okay, so let's go ahead and get our bumper cover and just set it and see how it looks.